All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome here to KeyBank Center. I'm Dave Fisher, Chief Spokesperson for USA Hockey, and we're thrilled to be back here as we prepare for the 2018 International Ice Hockey Federation World Junior Championship. You'll hear a little bit about that and a signature event that we are bringing to Buffalo this fall as well. USA Hockey, we have just finished our annual Congress in Colorado Springs, where the top 600 volunteers from all over the country gathered, and our board was pleased to learn of a record number of players in our country, continued growth, which is terrific to see, particularly at the entry level of the game at 8 and under. Another new high water mark of 115,000 new boys and girls playing across our country, or not necessarily always new, but at that age group, and a lot of efforts have been focused over the last decade on that initiative, and it's certainly paid dividends. It's great to have Joe Botto, our affiliate president from New York here, David Bronstein, and others, and they play such an integral role in the infrastructure of our sport, not only here in New York, but they have a lot of input on what we should be doing all across the country. So a lot of fun. A record 266 Americans in the NHL this year, 27.1%, another high water mark, and continued progress. Pleased to see that, and of course, our nation is awfully proud of the fact that of the 5 major International Ice Hockey Federation World Championships conducted this year, the United States won 4 of them, and no one has ever done that before in the long, long history of international hockey. So a lot of fun things have happened this year, and much ahead, of course, including the World Juniors. But before we get to that, I'd like to turn it over to Mike Birch, Assistant Executive Director of USA Hockey. He oversees events, communications, and marketing, and he'll bring you up to date on a signature event we're bringing here to Buffalo in September. Mike?
Thanks, Dave. It's great to be back here in Buffalo. Definitely feeling like this is a second home for me. I've been here quite a few times over the last few years. About 9 years ago, we started with the thought process of putting together an opportunity for 40 of the top American players to be showcased during their draft year, so that fans and NHL scouts would have the opportunity to really evaluate the players with the talent level that would be on the ice. It started here. The first game was in 2012. We were back here in 2014 and also 2015. We're extremely excited to announce that we're coming back here again next September 21st to play the sixth game that we've hosted and the 4th here in Buffalo. Be exciting times for everybody. I think everybody's come to understand the talent that's on the ice for this game, and certainly it'll be a great prelude for the World Juniors that are coming up, as some of these players may be the same players that you'll see in the World Juniors representing the United States. We've had some outstanding players in the past that have participated in this game, and of course one extremely well-known name here, Jack Eichel, participated in the game in 2014. So you can see it's not very long after their engagement with this game that they end up showing face in the NHL. Optimistic that you may have some of those players playing for the Sabres sometime in the future. Excuse me, we've had other key names, Dylan Larkin, Zach Werenski, Seth Jones, and Noah Hannafin are all players that participated in the game as well. So if the fans are looking for an opportunity to really see the young faces and talents that they're going to be watching over the long years in the future, it's a great game to come out and see. Certainly like to thank Terry and Kim Pagula for their continued support of this event, as well as the other events that USA Hockey has brought to Buffalo. Again, the partnership has been long-standing with the Sabres and with the Pagulas, and we expect that to continue. It's going to be a great year for us with all the things that are happening in Buffalo, so we look forward to being a part of it. Also would like to thank CCM, our outstanding sponsor that's been a critical part of this game from its onset. So they've been a big partner with us, and again, in the hockey community, so they'll be a part of it again this coming year. Thank you.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. And ticket information, tickets go on sale for that August 16th. And you can find that at allamericanprospectsgame.com or at buffalosabres.com. And we'll have further information here as we get a little bit closer to that on sale date. Next up, I'd like to introduce for some remarks on the game the Vice President of Administration for the Buffalo Sabres, Mike Gilbert. Mike?
Thanks, Dave. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. In regards to the All-American Prospects game, as Mike said, it is the 4th time that we've hosted the event here in Buffalo. And Terry and Kim, when they bought the team, one of the things they wanted to do with building Harbor Center was create an area where any NHL player at one point in time comes through Buffalo to see what we have to offer here in the city. One of the reasons why we have the NHL Combine, and now here's an opportunity for 40 more of the best U.S. prospects to come to Buffalo in September to play in KeyBank Center, to see what we have here, to experience the city a little bit for a couple days. And again, this is just another step in our relationship with USA Hockey and trying to create an area here in Buffalo where all levels of hockey people can come in and be a part of it. We look at the prospects game as those best 40 players will be the first chance a lot of people have an opportunity to see them and kind of track them throughout their draft year, culminating with the Combine here in May of next year. And then from there, the draft, wherever the draft may be the following season. The NHL hasn't made that determination yet. But we're excited to host it. We've had good attendance in the past, and we're looking forward to that continuing this year. Tickets will go on sale on August 16th. There'll be $5 for season ticket holders and $10 for the general public. It'll be a general admission event. Tickets will be available at on the internet at the box office, sabres.com, and also the USA Hockey outlets as well. So on behalf of Terry and Kim and the Sabres, we're happy and excited you brought the event back to Buffalo, and we look forward to staging a great event here again at the KeyBank Center. Dave.
Great. Thanks, Mike. And to give you a little insight into maybe a few names you might see here in September, Jim Johansson, Assistant Executive Director of USA Hockey, and he oversees all things hockey operations. Jim?
Yeah, thanks everybody. Obviously a pleasure to be back. I think as Mike mentioned, when we started talking about this game, it was really about the celebration of the player. And as we got more and more into the event, the first thing we said that the players will tell the story, both from the game itself and also the history it's going to bring. Well, the history now, there's 25 first-rounders that have played in this game. There's 102 draft picks that have played in the game. The game in 2015 in Buffalo, and the fun part of this is you always go into the draft year with expectations and hope. Well, there was 10 first-rounders on the ice for that game here in 2015, and ironically, the one guy that didn't play in the game is Austin Matthews, who was in Zurich, and so there was just some logistic issues on getting a guy from Zurich to here for a game and starting his pro career over there. So again, the history of the game is just great. The celebration of the player is what it's been all about, and now you see the connectivity from this game to USA Hockey and the World Juniors, and then ultimately on the ice with the NHL and players like Jack Eichel and others that have played in this event. As we look forward to this year's prospects game, a very familiar name of Brady Tkachuk, the second son of Keith Tkachuk. Keith was obviously a Hall of Famer and NHL All-Star. His son Matthew just came off a fantastic rookie season in Calgary and played in this game, and Brady Tkachuk is a guy that's going to be in the top 5 to 7 selections of the draft, if not higher, next year for the game. Another player, Quinn Hughes, a player that played at NTDP with us and is going to the University of Michigan. The classic small puck-moving defenseman is a guy that's going to be talked about a lot in the draft year and will be a player in the game. And from New York ties, get used to the name Joel Farabee. Joel's from Cicero, New York. He plays for us currently at the National Team Development Program and will be going to Boston University. He's a guy that launched himself onto the charts last year, played for us at the Under-18 World Championships, and is a player that is rising up steadily in the draft projections. So that's just 3 of the guys that'll be here. It is going to be an extremely strong draft class for USA Hockey. The projections now, we're going to be somewhere between 8 to 11 first-round picks, we believe. And our high all-time was 11. So measurement-wise, it's going to be a real strong draft class. And I think the other unique part of this event is that the kids are still coming from all over the country. And that's not only the partnership with the NHL and the growth of the NHL in non-traditional markets, but more and more good athletes getting entered into the game at a young age through our grassroots program. And you'll, again, I'll make a prediction right now that you're going to see 18 to 20 states represented at the game in this. And I've not done the player pool yet, but I'm comfortable here saying that's the kind of representation that we'll have in the game. Thank you.
Terrific. Thanks, Jim. I think we counted 51 young players that have played in this game gone on to play in the World Juniors, and a nice tie again, as was said here this year as we transfer our attention to the World Juniors. The last 2 days, we've had two officials from the International Ice Hockey Federation here, Hannes Ederer, who you'll hear from in a minute, and Christian Hofstetter, along with the host broadcasting team from TSN, television partners from Sweden. I had a chance to look at the three venues that will be used for the event. Here, of course, KeyBank Center, Harbor Center, and then New Era Field for the outdoor game, the hotels, and just go through the infrastructure of what we have ahead of us. And here to give you a little insight on that, I would like to turn it over to Hannes Ederer, who's the Deputy General Secretary from the International Ice Hockey Federation office in Zurich, Switzerland. Hannes?
Thank you, Dave. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the IHF, I not only want to thank but also express our that we are very, very pleased about the partnership to our member federation, USA Hockey, and the Peculiar Group, that we can work together to host this extraordinary event in here. The second time after 7 years, which is not really a challenge, and I'm also very happy that I see many familiar faces in the key staff who is responsible to get the operations done here. And in line with the regular site visits, what we conduct from the IHF for our major events, we spent with this group the last 2 days. We had meetings, and I can say to you that in regard of the preparation of the organization, we are well ahead of time in the status what has been done here. We still have 6.5 months to the first puck drop. That is some time, but this runs quickly. Now the summer break comes, and we have just to make sure that we keep abreast of all things still have to be organized. Here in Buffalo, whenever I came, the city has changed. I always think I'm a different city, but for the very, very positive end. The conditions we have for this World Juniors are really extraordinary, and I think we never had this. The close proximity of the two venues, the official hotels, the proximity to the arena for the athletes as well as for the on-ice officials as the officials is really unique and of highest quality. We have the proof that the KeyBank Center can host an extraordinary event in here. I still remember this final and the atmosphere in this rink. And now with the new Harbor Center attached to it, I think we also have the opportunity to grow the attendance. Niagara Falls at that time didn't have this seating capacity, and I think that's a perfect setup as well in here. We also definitely went to the New Era field. We are very excited from the IHF to have this opportunity as it was first introduced by USA Hockey. We discussed this. It's definitely the first time for the World Juniors to have this kind of game. It's the second time in the history of the IHF that we have this game in a stadium. We had in 2010 World Men's Championship. The opening game actually between US and Germany was hosted in the soccer stadium of Schalke in Gelsenkirchen, Germany. At that time, it was a world record attendance of 77,800 fans watching this game. We will probably not reach that record because the capacity of the New Era is not that big. But in total, we have the opportunity to break the record for the World Junior attendance. We have very big arenas, and in total, we should aim for that. The current record is still from, I think, 2009 in Ottawa, where we had 453,000 spectators drawn to the 31 games. And technically, we could definitely reach that. And I think the main task for the months to come is definitely ticket sales. And we will hear about this a little bit later. And I would like to thank one more time USA Hockey, the Bueller Group, for hosting us for this site visit and definitely for the World Championship. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Hannes, thanks very much. Just putting the pressure on us here today on the record attendance, and that's a great transition. As you mentioned, I'd like to turn it back over to Mike Gilbert now with some news on some new ticket packages coming. Mike?
Thanks, Dave. I guess one of the things just to welcome Hannes and Christian in the back there. One of my jobs this week was making sure the weather was nice. So the last 3 days, we've had all the sun here. But I said it'll be like this in December, but then we quickly realized we have an outdoor game in December, so we don't need it to be 80 degrees out. But they've been here for a couple days. We've had meetings with them and USA Hockey. They've been very productive. I think yesterday afternoon, going out to New Era Field, a little bit of the reality was starting to hit all of us that in 6 months we're going to have an outdoor game there. And for somebody that was intimately involved with the Winter Classic and the planning of that 10 years ago, it kind of all hit us when the rink was in and the snow started flying that day, and how exciting the parking lots were and the fans and the demand for tickets. I think that same thing will happen after looking at the U.S.-Canada game in the finals last year up in Montreal, and U.S. winning in overtime. I'm sure a lot of our friends from north of the border are going to be excited to come down to the game and be a part of a first-time event for the World Juniors. So we're very excited to be hosting that later on. I am here, one of the things today, to announce that we have some different ticket packages that we're going to kick off in a couple weeks. We have an 8-game package and a 12-game package. Currently, we're selling the full 31-game package. We have been doing that since the fall. Our ticket sales have been good. This is the next wave of that, introducing an 8-game pack and a 12-game pack. Fans can pick, mix and match which games they want to go to. We have red, white, and blue games, and they can pick, from each different category. That will go on sale on the 23rd of June at 10 a.m. Through BuffaloWorldJuniors.com at our box office and all the normal outlets. The day prior, we will have a pre-sale for all USA Hockey members, Buffalo Sabres season ticket holders, Buffalo Bills season ticket holders, My One Buffalo members. That will all happen on the 22nd, and then on the 23rd is when they'll go on sale to the general public. Just overall, from the site visit, we're excited to be hosting this event for the second time. I think a lot of the people here who were very integral in that, Stan Mikowski and his group, and Beth, and people that operationally in the tickets and marketing, we now know what this event means, and I think a lot of our fans know what this event means. And we're really excited to have it come back to Buffalo, and we think it'll be a great 14 days here at the end of December and the early part of January, and we're just really looking forward to it. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Mike. Little peek into what Team USA might look like on the ice for 2018. Fun to come home to defend the gold medal, and I'd like to turn it back to Jim Johansson. Jim?
Yeah, thanks, David. Obviously unique in that in 2011 we came back as defending champions, having won the tournament in 2010 in Canada, and I guess Groundhog Day, we're coming back as a gold medalist from winning in Canada last year. The one thing that we are doing for the first time is bringing back the exact same coaching staff. So our coaching staff will be headed by Bob Motzkow, with Grant Patulny, Greg Brown, Chris Mayotte, and Steve Miller, all with it. It's the same coaching staff that we had last year. A short note on that process, it wasn't an immediate decision. I always let the coaches get back to their teams and take at least 6 to 8 weeks to really let it all sink in and also see what effects it had on both their teams and personal lives and all those things. First conversation with Bob was, boy, I just don't know how I could do it. And he had a little car ride with his wife, and his wife basically told him, who are you kidding? You're going to do it. You have my full support. Let's get going. And the first thing he did was call all the guys that coach with him and called me right back and said, we're in. And so excited to have them back to lead a team. I think from a team standpoint, you're going to see a very similar team. We're going to be very deep in net, strong goaltending. We're going to have a very deep group of forwards. We're going to be a 4-line team that's not dominated by one scoring line, so to speak. So you're going to see a lot of depth up front, and we're happy with the mix on defense that we have. I think going into last year's tournament, there was a lot of question about our defense, and I think there'll be some similar skepticism going into this year. But internally, I can tell you we're really comfortable with the mix of players that we have, and think in the end, the 7 final defensemen we have are going to fit well into the World Juniors and how ice time gets kind of distributed, if you will, within that. So again, I think from an outlook standpoint, we're extremely positive about the group of players that we have. On June 19th or 20th, we'll announce 41 players for our summer showcase camp. That camp's held in Plymouth, Michigan at USA Hockey Arena, July 28th to August 5th. We will again have Canada, USA, Canada, Sweden, and Finland at that event. I think the neat part of that is for the second year now, that's going to be televised live on NHL Network. So hockey fans can kind of tune in and get a preview, if you will, of that. And it is going to feature this time, for the first time, a doubleheader U.S.-Canada Day, where we'll have 41 players there, they'll have 40 players there, so we'll play 2 games against each other in the same day. So for that level of competition in the summer and the evaluation that we get out of it, it really helps us to ultimately build into our December camp. We will gather our players again right around December 16, 17, 18, depending on schedules a little bit, and have a pre-camp, and the location of all that is still being worked out. That's a partnership that occurs with all 10 participants, and just getting it sorted out on where the pre-camps will be. And again, I think from our perspective, coming back to Buffalo, I think the fans will be excited to see us play. And secondly, we really feel good about the team that we're going to ultimately have on the ice. So thank you again.
All right, thanks, Jim. Of course, the first ever outdoor game for the World Juniors, as has been talked about. Our crew in the office thought maybe we should take a crack at a special commemorative jersey that Team USA would wear only in that game to add to the pomp and circumstance. So Jim and Mike Birch and Kevin Kuchar, our director of events, were sitting in an office. I think Jim was just kind of sketching out an idea on a napkin. I think that's kind of how it all evolved, and lo and behold, a special jersey was born, and we're about to show you that special jersey that Team USA will wear on December 29th against Canada. You'll see it features some big giant numbers on the front and also on the back, similar to what you might see on an NFL jersey. On the neckline on the front, you'll see the event logo, and then the Team USA logo on the back above the numbers. And for the fun of it, I think those of you here in Buffalo and those of you watching that are Bills fans or NFL fans will notice the color is very similar, if not exactly the same, to that of the Buffalo Bills. So might as well have the creator or one of the creators show it to you. Jim, let you do the honors and show the front and back. This is, just stand right there. Yeah, show it to everybody that so they can see it. You can see it on the live stream there. So you see the event logo up here. I don't know how well you can see it. The large numbers, the striping is the same as a Bills jersey. And then on the back, the nameplate, the USA national team mark up top, and large numbers. So fun concept, kind of to celebrate that outdoor game. There will be a limited number of these available at retail, and you can pre-order them if fans would like at BuffaloWorldJuniors.com. You can go there today, and for those of media here, we will put this on a mannequin so you can get a little bit better shot of it after we're done here. So, yeah, nice job, Jimmy. So, fun concept, and to kind of wrap us up today, I'd like to turn it back over to Mike Birch. Mike?
Sure. Thanks, Dave. I would add that the jersey will be available on retail this fall. However, if you're interested in the pre-order, you can certainly go to BuffaloWorldJuniors.com, and there will be a form online that you can place your order in advance. Also, it'll be placed on HHF.com under the World Juniors for 2018. So you can look in either place. You'll be able to place your orders. We're excited about the jersey. We thank the Bills for their effort to support the branding and the awareness of the jersey. HHF and supporting it. You can see it has their mark on it as well. So it will be a unique jersey. We hope everybody enjoys it. A lot of work has gone into this event already, and Hannes alluded to the fact that we're ahead of the game at this particular time. I think our experiences last time we were in Buffalo have been enormous in terms of helping us get to that position, but I also want to give credit to certainly Mike Gilbert, Rob Crean, and the Buffalo Sabres and everything that they've done to help us get to that point. Our event manager, Kevin Kuchar, is here. He's done an extraordinary job as well to get us to this point. We're excited. It's a lot more to it this time than there was the last time, and it was big the last time. So when you add an outdoor game, fan fest areas and so forth, we think the city of Buffalo is going to come alive again, and that the teams, international teams and that are coming in, and all the players will have a great experience. Having all 10 teams right here in downtown is going to be phenomenal. It doesn't happen very often, so you should be proud, the city of Buffalo, that you've provided these type of accommodations for us to be able to host an event that's this big. And certainly we all want to look at that shot of setting a record for the amount of attendance, so we have a great opportunity to do so. Once again, last thanks to the Sabres, to Pagulas, to Mike Gilbert, to Russ Brandon. They've been phenomenal in terms of our interactions with them and support and everything. Certainly extended thanks to Hannes and Christian, the IIHF representatives that have come in here and given us some direction as well. They provide from their experiences some assistance and also help to set the expectations of the quality of the event to meet the standards that have been set in the past. And then certainly want to thank the people in Buffalo and the media that's here. We appreciate your attendance and your recognition of the importance of the event coming to town. It's going to be a fun time. We're only 6 months away. I can remember about 18 or 24 months when we came in here to announce that the event was going to be here. We were excited at that time. It's hard to believe that much time has gone by already. Really 6 to 6.5 months away. It's going to be here before we know it. I know we don't see snow in the sky right now. But as we know, it'll be winter at that time, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere. So thanks again for all your support. Greatly looking forward to being back.
We have the microphones. If any of our friends from the media have any questions, certainly can take those now. Jim?
This is for Dave, Mike. Is there a certain comfort level that USA Hockey has with Buffalo? Not only events here, but you can do stuff out in Amherst. I think nary a month goes by that there isn't a USA Hockey tournament of some sort out here.
Yeah, Mike?
Yeah, I would tell you that there is coordination that goes on with all of our volunteers, and I would recognize Joe Bada, who is the affiliate president. Joe is here with us today. He's the affiliate president for the state of New York, and he does a phenomenal job of interaction with the national office and support of the programs. And we find huge success in the Buffalo area, whether it's Northtown Arena, whether it's the Sabres or Harbor Center. As you well know, we've been here for a lot of international events as well. Just the quality of the people, the quality of the city, and the quality of the people that are managing the event really is premium for us. The experiences are one where you want to come back just because of the success. So yes, there's a lot to say about the support that we get in this region, and it starts with the people that are here.
Jim, I would just add to that too. Just going through the last 2 days with Hannes and Christian, and just as you heard, a lot of the same people that are here know what's going on, have worked these events in the past, and the high level of the staff here in town and the quality, it's hockey country. That adds into it a lot. I think we probably thought we got through things a lot quicker, and I'm not putting words in Hannes's mouth here, but I think his comfort level and seeing so many familiar faces that have executed this event in the past was comforting. Hannes, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that accurate? Yeah. What else? Anybody else have questions? Certainly these folks will be happy to do things, one-offs, for those of you that wish. If not, I think what we'll do is we're going to sign off from the live web stream. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're going to take a picture of the 4 gentlemen here that you can get, and then we'll bring the jersey out on the mannequin, so those of you that like to get a little bit more formal photo of it certainly can. Thanks everybody for being here. And from a USA Hockey standpoint too, we'd also like to welcome Jason Botterill. I know all of you here know him, and some of us know him too. So he'll do a great job here, and we look forward to the Sabre season coming up. Thanks a lot, everybody.